we'll finish off with a little bit of active diaphragmatic breathing as well, which is quite nice just to get us energized for today. Yvonne's here. Let me just press go on Instagram and then I will hand you over. There we go. We're live on Instagram as well. So welcome Monday morning. Tom's already doing his stretches and his warm up, which is good to see. Elaine is with us. We've been doing a little bit of recce for our Qigong and Trails retreat here in Porto. So a little plug before we start. If you're interested, it's the 20th of May to the 24th of May. We're going to run along part of the Camino, actually, which goes along the river up to Foz, which is a lovely little place where we grab in a coffee and stuff like that. And then we're also having a day where we go down the Douro River. We're going to have a little train journey down the Douro River, stay in a hotel there, a little bit more traily walk runs, and then we're going to come back into Porto. So if anybody's interested, it's going to go live this week. You'll be able to come along and join us in the Douro. But I'll hand you over to Elaine and we'll do a little bit of movement. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you. Put this one on there. Hopefully you can all hear me. So, yeah, fantastic. Okay, brilliant. Good morning, everybody. Let's start with your feet underneath your hips, toes facing forward. And again, just take a moment, just maybe give your legs a little bit of a jiggle before standing up nice and tall. And just notice how your body is feeling. Feel lengthened from the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And just take a moment to stand. Notice where the weight is in your legs. So think about equal sort of distribution of weight between the joint at the base of your big toe, little toe, and also your heel. So you've got those sort of 3 points of contact with the floor that feel equally distributed. And then we're going to start by just doing some roll down. So we're going to gently take the chin towards the chest. And then I want you to visualize your vertebrae in the spine like Lego blocks. And you're just going to softly roll down, letting the shoulders relax, letting the chest relax. Let your knees be soft and then keep rolling down through the spine, taking the weight over the feet. And just stay hanging here for a moment. So let the head and the neck be relaxed, let the arms be heavy, and just take a couple of breaths, but notice the back of your rib cage as you breathe in. Feel the expansion. And as you breathe out, let everything relax. Take one more breath whilst you're here. Soft and calm breaths in and out through the nose, and then slowly start to uncurl. So as you uncurl, you gently stretch the legs. Again, visualize the spine like building blocks, and you're gradually going to stack them back on top of each other to come up to standing. Bringing your head up last. Good. And then we're going to go again in a minute, a little bit quicker this time. So we're going to take the chin down towards the chest. Let the shoulders relax. Let the rib cage relax. Slide your way down. Let the knees be soft so you don't feel too much of a stretch at the back of the legs. Okay, staying here. Let everything be heavy. Take a couple of breaths in your own time, in and out through the nose. But notice the back of the rib cage. And then slowly start to uncurl, coming back up to standing, lengthen through the legs, rolling up one vertebra at a time, coming back up to standing. And then just notice how you feel now. So feel the crown of the head lengthening up towards the ceiling. Feet have got the equal weight distribution and you feel lengthened. And then roll both shoulders around and back and down. Just going to do double shoulder rolls backwards. So see if you can make the circles with your shoulders as big as you can. And then change direction. So really draw the shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together as you draw the shoulders back before they come up and forwards. And then just give your shoulders a bit of a shrug. Let them shake a little bit before you then stand. Just notice how that feels. You might have some slight tingling in the hands where you've just been activating those. You might feel a little bit of activation in the neck there, just where you've been working hard. So we're just going to then lengthen out the side of our neck. So one ear to one shoulder. Flex the opposite hand, flex the hand away from your ear and push down. And again, just feel a nice stretch through the side of the neck here. If you want to add a little bit of gentle pressure, bring the hands up and onto the side of the head. It just lengthens the stretch a little bit more. Really pull those fingertips back. Again, you should get a tingle up through the arm if you're really activating that arm down. And then release the hand that's on top of the head and bring your head back up to center. And then take the ear over to the other shoulder. Flex the hand and push the heel of the hand away from you to deepen the stretch. And then if you want a little bit more of a stretch, bring the other hand on top of the head. You're not pulling on the head, you're just gently resting for a little bit of added stretch. Good, and then release the hand that's on top of the head. Let both arms come back down by your sides. Okay, we're going to take both arms up above the head. Palms facing each other, fingertips lengthened up towards the ceiling. You're going to imagine there's a money tree or some really nice cherries. So I'll let you decide what you're going to think of this morning. And it's above your head. So you're going to let the sternum reach up towards the ceiling. So let the chin and the chest elevate a little bit, but don't let the head drop backwards. So you want to stay nice and lengthened, but you're visualizing up. And then you're going to lengthen through the side of the body and alternate each arm reaching up towards the cherries or the money. But what I really want you to think about is that everything from the waist and below is in cement and can't move. So it's all working the side of the body, keeping a nice space between your shoulder and your ears. And just feel lengthened through the side of the body, but without the rib cage sticking forwards. So again, there's lots to think about here. So you're lengthening through the side of the body. You've got an open sternum up towards the ceiling. Good. Now to deepen that stretch, you're going to bend the knee of the arm that's reaching up. So you can take your feet a little bit wide if you want to for some more stability. So if you're reaching up with your right arm, you're bending your right knee, and you'll feel that this deepens the stretch in the side of the body. Ooh, a few clicks and crunches. So again, just in your own time, move from side to side. So it's not too quick. You want it to be stretch and stretch. Good. Trying to keep the hips parallel to the floor. So it is the side of the body that's getting the movement and the action. Just to do a couple more. One more each side. Good. And then bringing the arms down and just give everything a little bit of a shake. Okay, so we're going to go for a bit of rotation through the spine now. So again, feet about hip width apart, standing up nice and tall. So I don't want your legs to be braced. So let your knee, but not in a bend either. So just have your legs sort of relaxed. With one arm, you're going to take the arm across the body, reaching up and sort of do a circle. But then as you come round, I want you to rotate and bring your arm behind you. And then your other arm reaches across the body. So when we get going in a minute, it'll feel more fluid, but and rotate round. So one arm comes across, you reach up, round, and if you're comfortable, take it behind you. The other arm comes across, up, and around. So as you're doing this, again, when you do the rotation to the side, try and keep everything facing forwards with the hips so that you then really feel that lengthening through the side of the body. As you're coming up, imagine you're sort of painting a rainbow as you go over, and then behind you gives you that twist and that rotation through the spine. And then the other arm comes across. So again, you can get into a bit of a flow, and it feels quite nice when you start reaching and rotating, reaching and rotating. Feel a nice stretch, particularly I find when I come to here and I rotate and I bring that arm around, I feel a really nice stretch across the front of the shoulder as well. So let's just do a couple more. Good. And then bring the body back around, give everything a little bit of a shake. Okay, let's just have a little bit of hips. Okay, so we'll take the feet wider than your hips and let your toes be sort of facing the corners so that you're not over rotating. And then let's sit down. So I want you to imagine you've got a glass wall in front of you and a glass wall behind you. Okay, so you're not sticking your bottoms out this way and you're not leaning back either. So your shoulders are in line with your hips. And just sit down for a moment, relaxing through the arms. So now think about squeezing through your glutes. So your glutes are squeezing, which keeps the rotation in your knees. So if you let your bottoms relax, your knees will probably naturally want to fall forwards. So if you're squeezing and rotating, it will keep the knees in line with your feet, which protects the knees joint whilst we're in this position as well. So now, as well as having the wall in front and the wall behind, you've got a really low ceiling. So you've got to stay down here. Whilst we're here, let's just raise one heel away from the floor and really try and work the ankle joint and also the knuckles at the base of the toes. And then bring the heel back down. Then change sides. Take one heel away and come back down. Other heel. And down. Good. If it gets too much at any time, just come stand up, give your legs a bit of a shake and then come back down again. Okay, we'll do one more single each side. So really work through. And you might notice that one ankle feels more flexible than the other, or the joints at the base of your toes on one side feel looser or more flexible than the other. My left side is definitely stiffer. And come back down. Now here's the balance, bringing your arms out to the sides. Let's have a go at both heels at the same time. So let your arms come out to the sides to help with your balance. Focus on something in front of you that isn't moving and take both heels away. And just see how that feels. Notice if there's any wobbles. This is really good for strengthening the ankles. And come back down. And again, think about having equal weight. Just come up for a minute while I'm chatting. Sorry, I realise you probably all got thighs going. We will go back into that position in a minute. So the real key thing there when you take your heel away from the floor is thinking about the joints at the base of the big toe and the base of the little toe so that you have equal distribution. Because what's quite common is for the ankle to either roll backwards or go forwards that way. And again, it's all about ankle strength. So let's come back down. If you want to bring your arms out to shoulder height and just have your arms slightly forward so that you can see them in your peripheral vision. Because if you take them too far back, that will tend to take your weight back as well. So lengthen your arms out here, coming down into the squat. If you want to, carry on with single feet, carry on with single heel raises. But if you want to test yourself a little bit more this morning, take both heels away and just focus on what your ankles are doing, where they're wobbling, because they will wobble, because we're all. And then sometimes you can just get that sweet spot, but you might find one side is stronger than another. Just notice how that feels. And come back down. And then give the legs straight and come back in. Okay, we'll carry on with feet for now. So bring the feet underneath your hips. Bending both knees. So keeping the feet parallel. So if you just take a little moment to have a quick look down at your feet, have you got equal space between your big toes and your heels? So you've got sort of parallel line between your legs. And now think about your knees. Are your knees in line with your second toe, I would say? So again, we really want to focus here on making sure that everything is square. Now standing up nice and tall and lengthening through the crown of the head. Just keep the knees bent as far as you can, but without letting your heels come off. So this is a really nice stretch again for the backs of the legs and the Achilles tendon. It's also really good for ankle mobility. Now, whilst you're here, take one heel away. Stay down in the bend. And again, just notice, stretch through the toes. Place the heel back down. Take the other heel away. And come back down. Okay, we'll do one more each side. And come back down. Click. Other ankle. And come back down. Now bringing the legs standing up straight. We're just going to have balance up onto the balls of our feet. So we're going to draw up, bring our arms up above our heads, lengthen up towards the ceiling, palms are facing each other, and take both heels away from the floor. Again, find your focus. She says, falling backwards. So find something to focus on. Both heels away from the ground. See how high up onto the balls of your feet you can go. Yep. And then lower, keeping the arms above the head. We'll do one more. So find your thing. Slowly peel the heels away from the floor. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Lengthen through the fingertips. And then coming back down, bringing the arms back down. Okay, one last test of balance this morning. Choose one leg, don't mind which leg it is. Standing up nice and tall on the other supporting leg. You're going to peel the heel away and rest your toes on the floor, or if you want to, you can bring the toes away from the floor and bend your knee so that your foot is off the floor. So options, if you want to keep your toe on the floor for a bit of balance, that's absolutely fine. If you want to take it off and test yourself a little bit more this morning, bring the foot away from the floor. So the supporting leg, have a little think and a check-in. Have you got equal weight distribution? Is your supporting leg strong and stable? Totally normal to get a bit of movement within the ankle, right? Because it's compensating because you've taken the other one away. So just notice how that feels. And again, if you want to, you can bring your arms out to the side and then take the working leg, so the leg that you've got up, rotate it out to the side. Again, either with your toe on the floor, which would be down here, or if you've got your leg in the air up here. Again, just notice the opening of the hips without swinging and rotating through the body. Yeah? And then bring the leg back and come back down. Give everything a bit of a shake, and we're going to swap sides. So again, either just peel the foot away and have your toe resting on the floor, or if you want to bend the knee, just take a moment to focus on the stability through that standing leg. Calm through the breath and settle, she says. And then bringing your arms out to give you a bit of stability for balance. And if you want to, take the leg out to the side. So you activate that hip, you open through the hip, but still keeping them square. And just notice how your ankle on that working leg compensates when you take the leg out to the side. Okay, bring it back and back down and give everything a bit of a shake. I'm just conscious of the time. Do you want to do breath right now? You sure? Yeah. You're right. Okay, it's fine. So the thing with it is, what's really nice with that is that when you've got everything parallel and square, your working leg then sort of checks in and it finds what it needs to do. As soon as you then start to change the center of gravity because you're moving and taking a limb out to the side, you probably, and hopefully, we'll try one more each side, notice that this inside of the leg really then starts to trigger and kick in, and that's what we want. So sometimes doing these simple movements rather than doing loads of lunges and things like that, a steady calm balance can really activate these muscles. Let's just do one more time. So feet underneath your hips to start off with. Again, take one leg away, notice how that supporting leg's feeling, and just give your arms some balance for you. Just notice that how the supporting leg and what it's doing to compensate. Now take that knee out to the side and just notice what your body wants to do. Naturally, everything will want to go with it and swing. Yeah, but let's really work this supporting leg and keeping everything else square. And then come back in. And place that leg back down. And then change sides. So again, find your focus with the knee up to the front first. And then let the leg go out to the side. Squeeze through your glutes. So again, that feeling like we had before when we were sat down in the squat. If you get that active feeling in your glutes, that brings the rotation through the hips as well. And come back forwards. And down. Okay, and give everything a bit of a shake. Okay, let's go a little bit wider again this time. Let's just have a little bit of a stretch. For those that do yoga, you'll probably know this more of a warrior position. So a really wide stance this time. Now have one foot facing forwards and then rotate the other foot out to the side. So again, this is all coming back to working our hips this morning and that rotation in the hips. So the one leg that's turned out, if you're squeezing and activating your glutes, again, your hip joints and your hip bones are still facing forward. I haven't done this and swung into a lunge position this way. So you really want that rotation in the hips. And then just bend that knee. So the knee that's turned out, that's the side that you want to bend. And again, just take a moment to look at your feet. The leg that's extended, the toes are facing forwards. Just have a look at how balanced that is. Or have you let the little toes come away from the floor? See if you can make sure that the whole foot is planted on the floor. And with the leg that's bent, make sure that your knee is in line with your second toe. So once again, you haven't let the knee drop in. It's really important to think about the foundations of each movement so that you're making sure that you're protecting the joints, bringing the arms out to shoulder height, and then look towards the wall of the bent knee. So now just focus here on drawing the shoulder blades back and down, lengthening through the fingertips from wall to wall. And then just take a few calm breaths here. And you might find if you're pretty comfortable, I don't want you to all overstretch, so don't make yourselves feel too uncomfortable. But if this feels good for you, on your next out breath, just bend that knee a little bit more and sink down into the stretch. Good. And then stretch that leg. And you're just going to stay here with your arms and rotate through the hips. So that leg and toes come facing forwards. And then you rotate and turn the other toes out. So you're looking the other way this time. So again, just check in with the feet. Check in that everything's stable and square before you bend that knee. Squeezing the glutes so that the knee stays in line with the toes. And feel lengthened. And you can take your eyes towards that side. And again, feel calm, feel stable, and feel strong. And if it feels good for you on your next out breath, just sink yourself back down a little bit more to deepen the stretch. And then stretching that leg and bring the legs together just to give everything a bit of a shake. Okay, let's have a bit of a chair. So drawing the legs together, feet touching. Imagine you've got a zip from your ankles all the way up your inside thighs. So I really want you to activate drawing the legs together. Standing up nice and tall, bring both arms up above the head, palms facing each other, lengthen through the fingertips, shoulder blades are back and down so you have space between the shoulders and the ears. Squeezing the knees together and bend your legs so that your heels are still on the floor. And then I want you to imagine you've got a chair behind you. So you're going to let your body, I'll just turn sideways so that you can see. So first of all, you're standing up nice and tall. Bend the knees, keeping the heels on the floor. So again, you feel that nice stretch. Then I want you to imagine you've got an imaginary chair behind you that you take your bottom back to. So from here, it's not a nosedive. Yeah, still stay lengthened through the fingertips. Imagine the chair is behind you and you're squeezing your knees together to activate your inside thighs. Feel lengthen through the fingertips. Calm through the breath. Really squeeze those knees. And now imagine you've got a weight on your coccyx. So just do a slight lengthen down to the floor with your coccyx. Just notice how that gives a change of alignment to your pelvis. And then lengthen through your fingertips, push up towards the ceiling. Open the arms around to the side and interlock your fingers behind your back if that's comfortable, or hold your hands behind your back. And draw the shoulder blades back and down and lengthen the sternum up towards the ceiling. So feel the breadth across the front of the chest. And then come back up to standing and give everything a shake. Should we do a few minutes of breath before they finish? Yeah. No? You sure? Yes. Okay. Right. Everyone still feeling okay? Everyone good? Yeah? Fantastic. Okay, let's have one more balance, just because we've done quite a lot of balance this morning. Let's balance on one foot, take one heel away, and you can either rotate and still keep that foot on the floor, or you can take that leg up onto your leg. Yeah. Most important thing here is either have your foot resting on your calf or above your knee, not over the knee joint. So you choose what works for you, or you can have your foot resting down on the floor. Okay. So it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. Some days balance will feel better than the others. It doesn't matter if you're used to being able to do this one day and then it feels wobbly the next. That means you're normal, and that's okay. So we're going to balance on one leg. Tuck the other leg in. If you've got your foot resting on your leg, you want to feel that the sole of the foot is pushing into your leg, and your supporting stable leg is pushing and working on the inside thigh. Yeah, so you're really working both legs together. And again, you can bring your arms either out to the side for a bit of stability, or if you want to test yourself a little bit more, put them above your head. So just notice how everything's feeling. The supporting leg's working really hard to keep you stable. And just think about opening that hip whilst keeping the shoulders back and down, and breathing and keeping calm and all of those things that we speak about as well. But this is a really nice one to find your moment. Imagine your supporting leg is like a tree trunk and it's giving you that stability, but the body can move, as we can see. Yeah, great. Okay, open the arms and come back down. We've got to do the other side before we finish. Okay, so again, find that stability. Either put the foot down on the floor and hold it there, or again, if you want to find your space, and bring the arms out to the sides. Really activate the inside thighs. Foot's working against the leg, and the leg's working towards the foot. Calm through the breath. Nice. Got some perfect trees on screen, Gray. They're great. And then open the arms. Bringing the legs back down. Just give everything a little bit of a shake. I'm conscious that we're running over time, so just get a bit of energy through the body, a bit of shaking, a bit of vibration going through. And then let's have one big breath up, breathing in, and a big sigh and let everything out. One more time to finish, breathing in, and a big sigh, let everything out. And thank you for joining in this morning. Really nice to see you all. And hand back to Gray. Sorry.
Sorry, everybody. drop her in the mic. Thank you. That was brilliant. Lovely. Thank you, Elaine. Excellent. I'm going to be at Elaine's next Monday as well, and we're going to do some mat work. So have your mats ready for Monday. Normal time on Wednesday back here. And just remember, if you're interested in coming to Porto, 20th to the 24th of May, I will get an email out this week. But if you want any information, if you want priority booking, speedy boarding, just give us a shout. Thanks for joining. Have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks, Elaine. Bye. Bye-bye.